Coming at you with another Once Human tutorial guide. This one on a deviant a lot of people have been asking questions about. So I figured I'd make a follow-up video and kind of expand on this a little bit. So the door deviant, it allows you to make a portal and connect doors together. And we're going to show how this works real quick. So you come into your build menu and you've got function facility option here, and it will appear in here right next to your securement unit. So you have a horizontal portal and a standing portal. There's a couple things we're going to test here because I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if you have to have standing and horizontal, or two standings can connect, or two horizontals can connect. So the first thing I'm going to try is seeing if these two doors connect together or not. So they do. Okay, so they don't, it doesn't have to be standing and horizontal, or you know, they can be either or. But the thing is they connect one after the other. So I built this door and it's now connected to this door. This is the only connection that's going to exist between these two doors. And I'll show you what I mean. And this is my friend's base, by the way, because this is another question that a lot of people had, is can you build them outside your territory? So you definitely can. You can build them into a friend's base, as long as you have building permissions, obviously. But I'll show you the first set of doors that I built to test whether or not standing and horizontal connect together. So I have a standing door here on the first level of my base, which connects to the roof up top. So you can do seemingly any combination, but they're only going to connect together. I came over and I tested this right before I started recording the video, and I put down the horizontal door on his base, and it was not connected to this door. So it's not like you create like a full-on network, you just create a one-to-one and it makes that connection. Now, some other things I've heard people talking about when it comes to these doors is that they only last for a certain amount of time and only a certain amount of uses, and seemingly other people can jump through them. So if you put them out, somebody can technically come along and jump through your portal, assuming if they're in the same hive, but I don't have somebody handy who's not a part of my hive right here to test if somebody can just randomly jump into it. But even if it's just your hive mates, if you put down these doors, they can just kind of jump through them and use up your usages as well. So it's something to keep in mind. There are a limited amount of uses. It doesn't really seem to say what the limit is on the item, because I remember what category it is. There it is. It doesn't really say how many uses it has, I don't think. It just says limited chances, you know. So I haven't been able to fully test how many times you can go through it, but it seems like it's a fair amount. So I've probably gone through the ones over there about 5 or 6 times or so, and it hasn't worn out. You know, we can even just kind of keep going through these. You know, there seems to be like a little bit of a cooldown on it, or it doesn't quite let you go through immediately. But it's quite a few uses, maybe like around 10. So it's not too bad, and I don't have all my deviants set up yet. Now see, you can't build just anywhere. Like, that's obviously my territory, that's my friend's territory. I can't just build it out here, you know. So it's not going to allow you to you know, fast travel across the world or anything. It's mainly just for getting around inside your base, and in your friends' bases. So what it could do, which would be a great use for it, would be if you've got your hive and your couple of friends and you guys are scattered around the map. As you guys will know, in the, you know, if you've been playing on the live so far, you can now travel to your friend's base freely. It wasn't like that last beta, which I always thought was kind of silly. I'm glad they added that. but it does put your teleport on cooldown. So if you want to go to your friend's base and then come back to your base, you can't do that, right? You're going to be on cooldown. So you could build some portals and network with your friends and use the portals to get over to their bases. Now, again, there's limited uses, but if everybody in your hive has a door, which is pretty easy to do, and they keep the portals built, you could make a little network. You know, you could make like a portal room in your base, have a portal to each person's base in your hive, especially if there's only like maybe 2 or 3 of you. I don't think I have signage unlocked yet, but eventually you can get like little signs you can put on your wall that you can, you know, write in. You can buy those in towns like Deadville and Tallgrass and stuff like that. The vendors in the towns sell the ability to buy a sign. So you could build a room, put up a bunch of these portals on your wall, label them, be like, you know, X guy's base above the you know, the portal itself, and create like a little portal network. So it's pretty cool. It is a little bit finicky though with the standing portal. You might notice here that this wall looks different than my other walls because I couldn't get it to attach to these walls for some reason. So I ended up like building a different wall type, thinking like, is it the wall type? Is that why it's not working? You know, but like you can see here, it'll say overlaps with existing structure, even though there's nothing here. It's just a wall. So it's definitely a little finicky. If you're having problems with it, I'm not entirely sure what the solution is, because there's nothing overlapping. It may be better if you're, you know, if it's possible to just use the horizontal portals, you know, put them on top of your base or something. Other than that, you know, I'm using mostly stone walls right now. And I ended up switching it over to concrete to test. The concrete wall wasn't working at first either, but then eventually it was. It may be that the issue with these walls, even though it seems kind of silly, it's the only thing I can think of that I'm currently using, is the fact that they've got this sort of like bottom border on the bottom. Maybe that's what's blocking it. I don't really know why it would, but that's literally the only thing I can think of. We can even test it real quick. Pop this wall to a normal, no border having wall. It still says it's overlapping. So it's like it's kind of, it's a little bit finicky. I think the bottom border is causing the issue though, because you see it says overlapping with existing structure. And then over here, it says it if it's down here, but it doesn't if it's up here. So I think this bottom border literally is blocking it. It doesn't know how to like overlap that bottom border. So maybe don't use the bottom border version if you're building the walls. I like it because it kind of adds a little bit of like a color splash, you know, a differential along the wall. There is wallpapers and stuff you can acquire. Those are also in the settlements. They used to be standard and just sort of be a part of your kit, but now they've moved them into the settlements and they cost money. So maybe if you're like me and wishing you had a little color differential, you can go grab those. But at the very least, if you're going to make a portal room, don't use the ones with the decorations on the bottom and stuff like that. Go with the plain walls. That way it doesn't block it. But that's how it works. It's pretty straightforward. You know, its likes are pretty simple as well. I just haven't set up all my deviants. It just wants red and blue light and some flowers in order to increase its mood and give it a more optimal farming rate, so you can get the doors faster. But you know, I would say unless you're really like constantly jumping through these portals, it seems like they last for a pretty decent while. I built that door last night before I logged off. It's now probably it's over 12 hours later, I would say, since I built it. So it's not like it disappears fast due to time. It does last a while. And it seems like, it seems like you get quite a few uses out of it. So hopefully that helps you guys out, answer some of the questions people have, because I've gotten a lot of questions on how does this deviant work, what are the limitations on it. Still just jumping through it here, just trying to see if I can exhaust the uses. Feels like we've probably gone through it pretty close to 10 times now, and it's still there. So it may be closer to 20 uses that you get out of it. So it's pretty generous, I would say. Like I say, if you got a couple of friends, everybody get a door, everybody have one up, and you can maintain a portal network pretty easy. But hopefully, if you guys got any more questions, drop them down in the comments. I will try to make more follow-ups, or at least respond in the comments to answer any more questions as much as I can on this particular deviant. And if this video did help you out, please consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. I very much appreciate you guys. We've been growing really fast on all our Once Human content, and I hope you guys are enjoying the game as much as I am. Happy hunting to you.